The IMvigor130 study is a really important trial. It's a study in metastatic urothelial bladder cancer, and it's the first frontline randomized phase III trial to report looking at immune therapy in this space. There are 3 arms to the study. The first arm is chemotherapy, the control arm. We also have chemotherapy plus atezolizumab, and then the third arm is atezolizumab alone. The study recruited 1,200 patients. It actually has quite a complex design because there were 2 major amendments in the trial, and actually it started as a 2-arm trial and switched to a 3-arm study. And so that needs to be taken into consideration. However, when one looks at the results, we can see 2 or 3 key observations which are really important for the field. Firstly, when you compare the control arm with the chemotherapy immune combination arm, you can see a modest delay in progression-free survival. That delay hazard ratio is in the 0.8s, so it's not in the 0.5s or 0.6s, and the results therefore are modest. Having said that, we also are seeing a trend in the survival data going in the correct direction. And the survival data is currently immature. And if the survival data is significant, the PFS will become much less significant. We're also seeing a really tolerable combination. So you look at chemotherapy and you look at the chemo combo together, and you can give the chemo immune combination relatively easily. So what we have is a tolerable new triplet. It's hit its primary endpoint of PFS. The results at this point are probably premature to say it definitely changes practice, but if the survival advantage continues to mature as it is at the moment and becomes statistically significant, it would be the first randomized trial to improve survival over chemotherapy combinations in bladder cancer. So that piece is really important. The second observation, and this is why the trial is so dynamic, is it's actually got a monotherapy arm in it as well. So in the monotherapy arm, we're comparing essentially the biomarker positive atezolizumab population with the biomarker positive chemotherapy population. And only about 25% of patients are biomarker positive. Again, the data is for its survival data, and the survival data is very immature. But the hazard ratio as it currently stands is in the 0.6s. And that is looking really promising for patients, because if you're biomarker positive, you can get immune therapy rather than chemotherapy confidently if that was to mature and become significant, and that would certainly change practice in the biomarker positive population. You might come back to me and say, hold on a second, Tom, atezolizumab and pembrolizumab are already approved in that cisplatin ineligible population, but in the biomarker positive cisplatin eligible population. But I'm talking about not just cisplatin eligible, I'm talking about cisplatin eligible and ineligible patients, number 1. And number 2 is those approvals are based off 2 phase II trials that are not hugely robust, to be honest. And I think we do need to see this randomized data, and the data looks at it currently impressive, and it gives us the confidence to treat more patients, and we really should be using biomarkers if we can hit significance in this other arm. So what I would say is, as it currently stands, the monotherapy arm is not yet statistically significant, but really practice modifying, in my opinion. You know, I'm much more confident than I was before. And the other arm statistically significant, but not yet practice modifying. So both arms showing slightly different things. A fantastic study. Let's wait for the data to mature, get the survival signals, and we'll change bladder cancer forever.